Hi everyone. Thank you so much for joining today's webinar. In today's webinar, we're going to be talking about the new feature that we have released, which is a video interview feature, and I'm very excited about the feature. We added this as a new feature based on the feedback we got from a lot of our existing customers. And I will be, as far as the goal is concerned in today's webinar, I'll talk a bit about TargetRecruit as a company and what we have here to offer, and also go through a quick demonstration of the video interviewing functionality within TargetRecruit. That's going to be the goal for the next 30 minutes. And that's me, and I'm going to be your presenter for today. Quick background about myself. My name is Kumud. I've been with the company for a little over 8 years now. And I've been a part of both the sales and the implementation team throughout my tenure here at this company. And I've helped a lot of our customers map the business process with TargetRecruit. And I'll be more than glad to address any questions that any of you might have for me today. I also want to let you know that I have my support team that have joined the call along with me. So feel free to type in your questions in the chat window, and they'll be able to answer those questions as and when we receive them. Okay. Now, what is TargetRecruit? Let's talk a bit about TargetRecruit application. Now, it's a software for staffing and recruiting firms. That's what it is. It helps you in tracking your entire recruitment process. Our applicant tracking system, it helps clients reduce the recruitment costs. It will also help in generating faster time to hire and improve the complete workforce compliance, basically. And it's an app that's built on the Salesforce platform, which is the world's #1 CRM program that's out there in the market. And as an application that's built on Salesforce platform, it's rest assured is the fact that it's highly customizable and highly configurable as well. If you want to customize the entire app to make it work for the recruitment process that you currently follow, it is very, very simple to manage that using TargetRecruit. And I'll go through that when I'm going through the entire presentation today. Okay, a bit about our company. We were one of the first few companies that was incubated by Salesforce back in 2007, right? And in 2008 is when TargetRecruit as an app, it was launched on the App Exchange. App Exchange is a marketplace. It's an ecosystem of all the application that's built on Salesforce platform, and TargetRecruit app was launched in 2008. And back in 2008, it was only tracking the basic functionality, which is this front office, candidate relationship management until the placement is made. That was what it was pretty much tracking, and we were only catering to the North American market. But in 2012, we released the application in multiple languages as well, because we have customers across the globe. We have a lot of European customers using TargetRecruit also, and they use it in their own specific languages, French and Spanish and so on. So we released TargetRecruit in multiple languages, and we have portals available in these languages also. And by then, we were getting a lot of inquiries from healthcare staffing companies to use the system to track their recruitment process. And in 2015, we released an exclusive software for the healthcare staffing industry. Because of that, we now have all the major staffing companies in the healthcare industry using TargetRecruit, and they also have been ranked as top 5 in the recent press release, fastest growing companies, top 5 fastest growing companies in the recent press release from SIA Summit. And in 2016, we were listed in one of the Gartner's report as well for the market guide for service procurement solution. And we were also one of the top 10 software solution providers that was listed in the HR Tech magazine. That was back in 2017. And recently, that's in 2018, we were acquired by a company called Mount View Partners, right? And a lot of exciting, changes that have happened within the company, and we're very excited to work under the new leadership that we have. And the head office got shifted from Tennessee to Houston, Texas. That is where we're headquartered as of right now. That is a bit about TargetRecruit as a company and the evolution of TargetRecruit, I would say. Now, what does TargetRecruit have to offer? So here are some of the next 2 slides are about the basic functionalities that TargetRecruit has to offer. It helps you in tracking the applicants. It also helps you in onboarding those applicants, as well as you can track the invoices and bills, that have gone out to your customers, clients. Basically, you can pretty much track all of that within the account record. You can even track the skills which are specific to a candidate or an applicant, and skills that you would want the candidate to have specific to a job. It's possible for you to manage the skills tracking within the system. And we also provide you with integrations with the various job boards that you subscribe to. We have tied up with third-party applications to provide these features to you. And as of right now, we have close to 2,000 job boards across the globe. And as long as you have subscriptions with them, you can link those subscriptions with TargetRecruit and make use of the integration feature. And you have the complete sales component, which is built in within Salesforce, which you can make use of, whether it is a candidate, the contact management or the client management. It is fairly simple to use the system to manage that. Then, of course, we have the payroll integration as well. In case you want to manage the payroll, right now we integrate with ADP and Paychex, and we are open to integrating with any third-party application as long as they have open APIs, because Salesforce does have open API system. Along with this, we also provide our customers with multiple portals. We have a portal for the candidates, for vendors, for clients. We also have a portal for the timesheet applications as well. So in case you want to collect the time entries from the candidate, we have a separate portal as well. So there are multiple portals we have available for the jobs to be posted, for in order for you to collect the time entries and expenses, and also for the vendors to submit the candidates, and for the clients to give you jobs as well. So all of that is pretty much available. You can pick and choose which of these portals is of interest to you, which one you would like to make use of, and have that plugged in with TargetRecruit. We also integrate with some of the third-party applications like DocuSign to provide you with the e-signature functionality, and also for the candidate presentation. You have the ability to generate a PDF, a branded PDF, which will have the information specific to a candidate, right? You can generate a branded PDF, which you can then submit to your client, and that will have your notes, the interview notes, or the resume details, what have you. It's possible for you to customize these presentation files. You can track your shifts. You can also have reports and dashboards generated based off of the data you're tracking. Of course, you have the workflow automations, which is the customizable and configurable options you have available within TargetRecruit. It's very easy and simple to create these workflow automations within TargetRecruit. And then, of course, we have the credentialing, which is specific to the healthcare industry, but in case you want to track the licenses or expiration dates of those licenses, for a specific candidate, it's possible for you to have use credentialing to track all of that data within TargetRecruit. I've highlighted some of the features that TargetRecruit has to offer, bundle that in 2 slides, but there's a lot more that we have here to offer. So please reach out to us if you have any specific questions on the features within the recruitment software, irrespective of whether it is the front office or the back office. We'll be more than glad to address those questions. Now, here are some of the reviews we have on the Salesforce App Exchange, and our rating on the App Exchange ecosystem is 4.7 out of 5, which is very good, by the way. We've just picked out some of the reviews from our existing customers, and if you take a look at the reviews, most of the reviews are about our features and the customer service that we provide to the customers, which is 24 hours, by the way. So feel free to log into the Salesforce App Exchange website, and you can take a look at the reviews within the TargetRecruit page. Here are some of our technology partners we've tied up with to provide some of the features that that are available within TargetRecruit. DocuSign is one of them. I mentioned that earlier. You can make use of e-signature. Universal background screening is another third party to provide you with the background verification feature. So a lot of these third-party applications we have tied up with. But the one we're going to be talking about is Expert Review. That is the third-party application we have tied up with to provide you with the video interview feature. Okay, and these are some of our customers using TargetRecruit across all industries. We've just picked out some of them just for the purpose of this demo. Now, we recently released a video about a video interview within TargetRecruit. We'll not be able to play this video in the webinar, but we'll be adding this link in the chat window. One of my colleagues is going to be adding that. I would highly recommend, all of you to review the recording, review this particular link. It gives you an idea in terms of how this feature works within TargetRecruit. That's what this video is all about. Okay, like I said, I'm not going to be able to play this video. Let me just go to this one. Okay. All right. Now, as you know, hiring practices have changed dramatically in the last few years because more and more companies are facing, larger amount of candidates, and they feel forced to rely on software programs in order to achieve their goals, whether to hire great talent or to, hire them as quickly as possible. There was, in fact, a recent survey done by Software Advice, which suggests that 60% of the recruiters, they use the video technology to hire the candidates, and 57% of the applicants prefer a live video interview session. That is a proof in itself that validate the fact that digital interviewing is not just a temporary craze, but it is in fact a trend to stay. It is set to redefine the future of recruitment, and this trend is only going to intensify in 2018. That's what we can tell you right now. Now, the third-party application I mentioned earlier is Expert Review. They are the ones that we've tied up with to provide you with the video interview feature. You have to have a subscription with video interview, with Expert Review rather. That same subscription is the one that will be plugged in with TargetRecruit, and you can make use of the subscription within TargetRecruit. And I'll show you how exactly that's going to work. Now, what are the benefits? Now, the benefits from the recruiter's perspective is that it saves a tremendous amount of time and it increases the productivity because you don't have to take the time off in order to attend the interview. Everything is online. And a lot of the passive candidates would be motivated to apply to the jobs. That's what we've observed. And using the add-on, you can pre-record your questions and you can watch and listen to the candidates' questions at your own convenience. And it's going to be on a branded interface as well, and you will know more when I go through the demo. And it also gives the interviewer a better understanding of the candidate's personality, whether it is a body language or it's a communication style or the appearance. It also reduces the travel costs as well, especially if you are looking to hire someone from overseas. And not to forget, one of the important factors I would want to mention is that all these video interview files, although they get tracked within TargetRecruit, from the storage perspective, they are all stored on Expert Review servers. So it does not take up the Salesforce storage limitation whatsoever. So that's another added advantage that you have. Okay, now let's jump right into the demonstration. And let me log into one of the portals I have. Okay, so this is my demo org. I've logged into one of my demo instances, right? This is how you get to track the data within TargetRecruit. And I'm going to pick a job record here. So this is an example of a job. Typically, a job record would look something like this. I'm tracking the basic information from the job's perspective, right? So I have the title, I have the account where the job is open, who is a hiring manager, I have the description and all the details, the start date of the job and so on. Now, in order to create, the video interview question, you have to build the questionnaire. So you have this questionnaire functionality. You have to build the questions by clicking this questionnaire functionality. So what is questionnaire? It's an online form that you can build with a set of questions specific to the job. That's what it is. I already have built that form and I have all those questions added right here within the job. Right? So I go to the job, and in the job I have the questions. and I click on view all. These are the questions that have been added. What I now need to do is check all the questions and enable video interview. So basically, I'm enabling these questions to be available for the video interview session. So that is the first step the recruiter needs to follow in order to start the video interview session on the job page. Right? Now, the next step is for you to pick a job applicant record. Now, what is a job applicant record? So let me just give you a quick background. Now, a job applicant record is a shortlisted candidate. If you have a candidate that has either applied to the job, or if the recruiter has matched the candidate to the job, they'll automatically be tagged to that same job as job applicant. So as a recruiter, when you are on the job, you get to see all the job applicants that are tagged to that particular job, right? So there are 2 job applicants, and I've added myself here as a job applicant for this job, and I want to show you the interface. So the recruiter now needs to choose the applicant records. Let's say the recruiter wants to initiate the video interview for this particular candidate. So I've picked that job applicant record here. So on the applicant record, you can see the candidate, you can see what job the candidate is considered for. The stage is a very, very important field. Stage is where you get to track where exactly the applicant stands as of right now. Every time a job applicant record is created, stage would default to new application. But depending on the next steps you're taking on the applicant record, it'll automatically change to these various values that you have in the stage field. But you have the ability to replace this entire list with your own set of values that you follow depending on your business process. Okay, that's just a quick overview of what a job applicant record is. Now, on the applicant record, in order to start the video interview process, what the recruiter now needs to do is they have to schedule video interview. As you can see, there are 2 types here: schedule interview, schedule video interview. Schedule interview allows you to schedule either face-to-face interviews or phone interviews or whatever the case may be, on-site interviews. So those are the options you have available when you're trying to schedule the when you click on this particular button. But if it is specifically video interview, you have to click on this one, schedule video interview button. This is the interface you will land on, right? Let me tell you what the difference is. Internal system allows the recruiters to choose the questions added within TargetRecruit. External system allows the recruiter to choose the questions coming from the third party, which is expert review. They have a set of questions in their own database. Depending on the skill, you can pick and choose what type of questions you can choose. You want to send out to the candidate, basically. So external system allows you to choose the questions from expert review database. Internal system is questions within TargetRecruit that you have built. So I can just check the boxes, the questions that are right here. And if, let's say, I want to add a new question at this point, I have the ability to do that also by clicking this new question button. Now, add to list. Okay, so they've now been added. Once you have done that, check the boxes for all the questions. Choose the interview length. How long would you want to give the candidate to answer these questions? So let's say I want to give 30 minutes as a recruiter, and I click on send questions. That sends out an email to the candidate, to the candidate's email address basically, and you would get a message here like this: interview link will be valid for the next 4 days from now, right? So this email is going to be automatically sent out. Now let me show you how the candidate interface works. I'm just going to, so this is the interview. Okay, this is the standard email template that gets sent out to the candidate in order to start the interview process. But this template obviously can be branded and the messaging can be changed also. First and foremost, we can give them instructions to follow these steps in order to add the plugin. So they have to do this. I've done that already. So I'm going to start the interview. So click here to start an interview. Okay, when I click that button, I will be redirected to the expert review portal. And as a candidate, I'll have to confirm that, yes, I do want to start the interview. Okay, click here to start the interview. And when I do that, I would have the questions that comes up right here. Enable screen capture. that's me right there. I can just click on enable screen capture, and I can just click next, answer the questions, click next. There are only 6 questions, so I'm just going to give my details here. And some of the questions, you can get the candidates to speak and answer those questions. So that's what you can do here. So that's what I'm doing for this specific question. Okay, click next, and submit. Say yes. Okay, that gets automatically added. And the candidate would get a message just like this. And if I go back here and I refresh my inbox, there are also automated emails you would get when the interview starts and when the interview is completed as well. From the recruiter's perspective, it will automatically track the data within the job applicant sections. There are also email notifications that will get sent to the recruiter once the interview starts and once the interview is complete as well. Now, if I go to the job applicant record, this is the same job applicant record that I was using earlier. I go to related, I'm going to pick the interview. So this is the interview. Okay. Firstly, on the interview record, notice the status here as of right now, it is scheduled, which means the answers given by the candidate they're not reviewed yet by the recruiter. Okay. In order to review or in order to access those answers, what the recruiter now needs to do is here there is view video interview result as an option. When they click that, this is where they'll get to see all of the answers the candidate has given along with the video clips for each of those questions. Okay, now I can even click full video button if I want to see the complete video right here. Okay, and if I go back, you will notice the status has changed to completed from scheduled. Based on this, if you want to run reports to pull up a list of all the interviews that are not reviewed, all the interviews that are reviewed, along with the job applicants which are in various stages, you have the ability to have various reports and dashboards generated. Any data for that matter that you have within TargetRecruit, you can run a report out of that data. Even if it is custom data you must have created, you have the ability to have the reports created. Based on those reports, you can convert those reports into dashboards. It's very simple to manage all of these within Salesforce. And as a part of TargetRecruit package, there are lots and lots of reports and dashboards you would get, which are built in. But you can create a new report or a new dashboard and slice and dice the data as you see fit and depending on your requirement. So this is what I wanted to go through in today's webinar, and I wanted to showcase this video interview functionality for the purpose of this webinar. This is the new feature. There are a lot of other things that TargetRecruit has to offer, right? From the features point of view. We have auto matching functionality where the system automatically finds the candidate based on the job skills, and you will also be able to place the shortlisted candidates based on their scoring on the interview. So there are a lot of these functionalities you have available within TargetRecruit. If any of you need more information on how some of these features work, I'll be more than glad to answer them. You can map your business process like I said earlier. But this is what I wanted to cover today. I hope the session was helpful. Any questions on this so far? I see that there are some questions that were being asked, and our team has answered all of the questions. There's a question here about the cost for this feature. Now, as far as the cost is concerned, it is dependent on the subscription that you have with Expert Review, but just so you know, it is based on each interview, the volume of interviews that are scheduled on a monthly basis, right? Depending on the volume of interviews, the per interview cost could vary anywhere between $3 to $5 per interview, but that is something you can check with Expert Review. And if you need more details on that, we can share the name of the point of contact at Expert Review team, and you can talk to them about the subscription details and the pricing and so on. So there's another question here about what is the cost in TargetRecruit to use the feature. In order for you to use the feature within TargetRecruit, there is no cost, but there will be a one-time setup fee that will have to be paid. That's I think it's approximately, it's for 5 hours, approximately $500 if I'm not wrong. That's just the one-time setup cost for any third-party integration, because we already have the integration with them. So we just need to work on basic configuration to have it connected with TargetRecruit. So that is the cost you're looking at from the TargetRecruit perspective. Okay, I'm going to keep the platform open for some time, and if you have any questions, feel free to type them in the questions tab. And if there are certain features that you want me to go through once again, I'll be more than glad to do that. Do let me know. Okay, all right. Well, like I said, thanks all of you for taking the time out and for joining this webinar. And we've recorded this session, and we'll send the recorded webinar link to all of you. If you want to have it passed on to your colleagues internally, please feel free to do so. So thanks once again, and look forward to speaking with you as well. Bye-bye.